Hi, everyone. Hello. Happy Thursday, almost Friday. Thank you so much for all the great questions. Oh, my goodness. And thank you, Rishleen. Yes, definitely it helps when you do the thumbs up and comment after we end. Even if it's a poop emoji, I'll know what you mean. It helps out the algorithm. So, well, yeah, thanks everyone for being here. And no worries, Charles. I did get your I knew what you meant. I do that all the time too. I get myself in so much trouble with talking text and fat fingering things. Hi, Tish. Hi, Oxford Cat. Hi, Kay Nelson. Hello. Hi, Lizzie. And okay, so I have some extra questions that you guys brought in, and let me just get over here to the starred questions. I don't really have any announcements other than the eclipse is coming up on the 7th, the full moon lunar eclipse. So if you guys know your charts, it's coming in at 15 degrees of Pisces. So that'll be the house, whichever occupies 15 degrees of Pisces. That would be the house that you have. I should put a timestamp here. Full moon, lunar eclipse, about one. Okay, right there. If you know which house that lands, then you'll know which house you're going to have a lot of release and good things coming forward. New information coming through, sometimes really, really good things, even if it conjuncts Saturn. Seriously, I've had that happen before. And I've seen it happen with my clients where it looks like, uh-oh, we got to watch out for this one. Like Saturn or Uranus, uh-oh, or Pluto, oh my God. And then it turns out really good for them, right? Like really good with a promotion or more power in some area of their life. Just depends on what house that's coming through for you. So, yeah, and in the monsters chart, if we even have the right, the exact anything for him, it's coming through in his 8th house of and it shifts the energy for the next 6 months, right? We get the lunar eclipse first and the solar eclipse after. The lunar eclipse is coming in, supposed to be his 8th house of death, sex, death, rebirth, taxes, endings that can be challenging, power struggles, other people's money and support. Maybe we'll get some, how should I say it? Well, eclipses always bring in new bits of information that was previously hidden, especially with the full moon. So maybe we'll get some new information that is just wowzers. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Rick Talley. Oh, you made it. Awesome. Hi, 2 Nancys. I have both Nancys here. Hi, Diana. Hello. Hey, Lizzie. Oh, Durham, I have your question. I found it. I had the weirdest experience where questions didn't come through right away when you posted them in the community section for me. And then they came through just this morning, a bunch of them that were old that I missed days ago. So I was scrambling around this morning getting ready. Yeah, other people's money and an inheritance. No, I'd be an inheritance for him. Somebody would have to die for him. But I like the way you think, Nancy. Hi, Krista. Hello. So, okay, let me get over here and let's get to the first question. And I'm at about 4:20 minutes in. Okay, so we'll Tacolini. Oh, God. Will he be buried or dumped next to Ivana? So at the golf, you know what? Actually, let me use just a regular tarot. So at the golf course or where? When he goes, where will he be? Oh. on the right track there. Where will he be? At a zombie, in a zombie ditch. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is a great question. I love it when you. Oh, is it square? Is the eclipse squaring your Saturn, Krista? Don't even worry. So I have really. Let me go back really quick for the because I've been doing this for years with clients. I have really, really strict rules when it comes to eclipses. So first of all, you don't go with squares to anything other than the sun or the moon. So if the full moon is squaring your natal sun or your natal moon, then yeah, you look at that, but only if it's within 1 degree, 0 to 1 degree, 2, maybe if you want to, whatever. Yeah. And then everything else is pretty much only if it's a conjunction, like right on it. But we don't really do the other aspects unless you just kind of want to venture out of normal, the normal way it would work. So anyway, Debbie says where Felon 45 goes depends on how much money he raises. Yeah. Okay, so will he be? Let me get back over here. Let's start the time over. 6:40. 2 minutes later. Here we are. Hey, Katie Moonchild. Hello. Yeah, they should bury him in Russia, right? Smoozy. I love that one. Will he be buried or dumped next to Ivana? After, if he's still, let's just see. I've done the whole chain of events leading up to the end. I've done all kinds of different readings. I don't think it's going to be that long, but I also don't think it's going to be, well, who knows? Okay. Where? Buried, dumped next to Ivana. There. Okay, this is interesting. I would love it if it's like Alligator Alcatraz, but it looks. I'm wondering if he's going to try to make it out somewhere, and in a different part of the world. Oh, I get it. To his mother's homeland. I think Scotland. I think his body would be traveled, taken to. This would be ferried, taken to across the pond, right? And then to another part when it's all done, all said and done, another part of the world. I think Scotland. That's interesting. Let's see what was at the bottom. Yeah, to a place where he has a wealthy, what would you call? Well, all of his resorts are places like that where they're walled in and it's tons and tons of wealth. So yeah, okay, that's interesting. That was a funny question, though. Yeah, the Scots would love that, right? Well, he's got his own golf course there. That's the thing. Let's see. Wanting to make Krista, I don't understand that question. See, this is the reason I take the questions out of the. There's a few in here that I know. Okay, those are all right. I have to verify if a question is valid. I have never heard about anybody wanting to make the Democratic Party a terror. There's no way that he could do that, or any of the GOP could do that. I don't think that could happen with that. So that question, I don't know. I'd have to do some more research on that. So, but thanks, Krista, for putting it in all caps, so I noticed it. Okay. Rose Blue, congrats to what? Something happened. Yeah, April, we don't bloody want him over there in the UK. I hear you. Rose Blue. Oh my goodness. We'll put it in again. I see your howdy from Texas, but I don't see the congratulations. Congratulations. I don't know what it's about. Okay. Oh, something about a sister? Oh, yeah. You know what, AQ? I bet you're right about that with Trump and where he would be interned. Yeah. It would have to do with where security, where his place would not be continually vandalized. Yeah, good point there. Yeah, I can't scroll up any further. I mean, I'm sitting here forever scrolling. Okay, let's. I'm going to go to the next question because I have limited time here. Okay, this one's good too. Have Trump's kids been told that the end is near? Do they know? Have they been told? Have they been told that the end is near? That one that flipped over was the cross. Okay, let's see. Have they been told? Has somebody warned them? Thank you, Christi, for that. Oh, I forgot to put the time stamp. I'm going to say 11:45 minutes in there. Okay. You guys have to remind me. Do your timestamps. Oh, Rose Blue, I see your question or your comment now. You're adopted? Your biological brother found you? Oh, I love it when that. Oh, I've had so many friends where that's happened. And you're going to meet in October. Oh, he found you. I just think that's perfect. Yeah, Jan, I think you're right. Even the Republicans are going to vote Democrat in the midterms, right? My God. Okay. Have the spawn. Have they been told? They've been informed right there. Okay, so here's the dirt nap card in this deck. And there's the repetitive, this is a warning, actually. The whip is a warning. The whip, birchwood, broom, whatever. Yeah, it can be a warning card. And with the Garden Parks card, that means that there has been interaction. So I think so. And then if I keep going, we have the family card. And so the whole family. And this is a major yes. It's been done. The deed's been done. Wow. Might have happened around the time that he went to Alaska to meet Putin. Could also be that they only care about the money. The money and the power. Yeah. My goodness. Yeah. I mean, the more I keep going, yeah, they've been told, communicated with a couple of times, a few different times. Oh, goodness. Okay. So let's get back over here. And yeah, thank you, Christi, for that question. That's good. This one, better joy. Joy is the key. Okay. If 45 transitions into the non-physical, will the election results be contested so that JD does not take office? Okay. I'm going to try it. Doesn't kind of make sense with me, but let's keep going. See, because the problem is, let me get the timestamp here, 1440. The problem is that the election was already certified. I mean, Kamala did that. She did that herself. Nobody spoke up. there was so many, I mean, all that time for Biden or anyone else to step up and, I mean, Biden could have exercised his presidential emergency act declarations, called the PEDS. I kept reading on that, hoping he was going to do it, and he didn't. Nobody stood up for, what is it, Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, and said a felon cannot run for president, whether or not they had immunity powers from SCOTUS. So anyway, but I'm gonna answer the question. So I lick on my head. Okay. Will the election results be contested? Will the 2024 election results be contested? Yes or no? In a way that would keep JD Vance from coming in. There will be lots of talk and conversation about the boundaries of power, the highest position, in the land, who has the authority, and then no. I can't see it happening. What's at the bottom? Oh, no, that's too much of an obstacle, block. Yeah. Now, what Lori and I read, Lori, if you're watching, hey, at the Way of Positive Change, when she was on with me last week, we did extensive readings on, what could happen afterwards, and protecting. I think we went into protecting the 2026 midterms, because that's the most important thing now. Okay. Next one is, are the powers from Wounded Healer at 17? Okay, right there. So, oh, wait, hold on. Wrong time there. Up here. My goodness, I really messed it up. 1735, I'll say. Okay. Are the powers to be waiting for the White House squatter to have a medical traumatic moment to remove him, or is somebody finally going to remove him otherwise? Okay, I'll just ask yes or no. Will he be removed? Kind of don't know how that could happen. The only vehicle we have in our Constitution for removal is impeachment, and then you can impeach and not remove. I mean, he's been impeached twice and not removed, so there has to be impeachment and removal. Other than that, I don't know what there is, but I'll still ask. Okay. Is he going to be removed? Will he be removed? I mean, I'm hearing no, but let's try it. Well, there's some kind of a, I mean, it's like we have to think of change. So the change, when the change comes, it's going to be really important. But the key, the solution, will have to do with something happening with his age, like his inability to maybe write. I don't know. When it comes to, let's see, from the medical traumatic moment, from that angle, it makes sense that there's some kind of a change. Well, it has to do with his abuse and his guilt. So now I'm wondering if because sometimes the cards will give you a whole different scenario, is what I'm getting here. hold on. Let me do it a different way. Let me use a kipper real quick, because kipper has to do with legal and like how they would actually do it. I'm so grateful for this question, because there's something else going on here. I mean, none of those cards look like removal. Removal would have been the scythe, or the, yeah, it would have just pretty much been the scythe. So let's see. Remove him. How's this going to go? How will it go? Weekend at Bernie's? How will it go? Okay, right there. Well, there's distraction within his inner circle, but there's a lack of strategy of what to do, because his mind just stops working. You know, I always get this card for him. And this has to do with secrets coming out. No, maybe it's about the Epstein files. Maybe that's why I had the letter card in the other deck there. So the Epstein files, there's a restriction of his mind. God, it'd be great if he got locked up. But there's okay. So even if I let go of this being his card, there's major problems and just, going around in circles over and over with the GOP, because they have a lack of strategy. And then his reputation as somebody who's just, to me, is just like looking out the window and drooling, because he doesn't have any, this is a card of helplessness and waiting. So that's interesting. And then there's this ruh-roh, what do we do? Yeah, let's see what's at the bottom. Yeah. See, the thing is, I don't have any cards. Let's see what it looks like if I look for his card. Let's see what cards are around his card. Ooh, okay. Hold on. Got a little something else going on here. So let's go. Here's his card. He's looking forward to that. Okay. And what's behind him is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that's interesting. So here he is. He's what comes before him, like he's looking towards, actually this way. He's looking forward to change, and this would be like him, going to and from the White House and just going wherever he wants. But there are hidden enemies out there in the community. A lot of hidden enemies everywhere he goes, all the time. When it comes to timing with this card, it's always. And then, but everyone's looking at his health constantly. So that's all he gets, is more of that. But if I look at it from a different angle and look at what's sneaking up behind him, it goes like this. It goes, Melania's boyfriend and his dirt nap is sneaking up behind him, and his karma is sneaking up behind him. And he wants, the change, then the change. So this would be after he goes. I don't think this has any, I don't see removal anywhere in either of these long ass spreads. What I'm seeing is he goes. It's very karmic, and no one really cares, I don't think. Now, this is a card when in the Kipper, this card rules AI. It rules anything automated. So it may very well be that there's a bunch of, deep fakes that come out about him dying and or not being, still being alive. I'm sorry, not still being alive. And then he is looking forward. The direction he's going is change, and he's not going where he thinks he's going. He's going to some really dark place, and everybody else is like, okay, it's fine. I mean, but then again, too, it could be that the community is just seeing him as sick. Like, but based on those other cards, it could be that he's down for a while and incapacitated is what I'm getting here. Down and incapacitated. And then there's like Weekend at Bernie stuff where they're trying to hide. They're trying to hide stuff. Well, that was interesting. Meanwhile, Melania's like, woohoo! Goodness. Okay. All right. Let me just check on you guys. Yeah, I don't think nobody could body double him. Give me a break. There's no friggin' way anybody could body double him. They can sound like him. They can kind of look like him. Yeah, brain dead. Yeah, right. Brain dead. I think you got that one right. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let me get back over here. And okay, this one's good. There we go. Oh, some of these questions are challenging. How far is this administration planning on taking deportations and blocking visas, and how much will they accomplish? Okay, I think of which deck is the best one. This one. Okay. I should probably let you guys know which decks are which, right? Let's see. So this one's the Lennies that I use. This one's the Omnito. The Kipper is the one I just used right here before. And now I'm using this one, the Maybe Lenormand. It's a combo between the Lenormand Lenormand and or you can call them the Lennies, and Gypsy. So, okay. How far is this administration planning on taking deportations, blocking visas, and how much will they accomplish? They've already done incredible damage. Although, thank goodness, they weren't allowed to do alligator Alcatraz. They got, the judges and big groups he's being told no all over the place, and it just pisses him off even further and makes his health even worse. Okay. How far are they planning? And how much will they accomplish? Oops, forgot to write down the darn. Okay, I'm just going to say 28. Okay. How far? What will they accomplish? Okay, right there. They have tricky, deceiving, scamming, dark. I mean, super dark plans. This is ICE. These are the ICE agents hiding and obfuscating and sneaking up. And they plan. So their plans are long-lasting, very long-lasting, and their goal is to. I mean, it's a long-lasting goal. They're going to just keep looking and looking for the connections to find these people. And as far as what will they accomplish, I mean, they're looking to just, duke it out, duel it out. They have so many conflicts of interest because, of course, they're just looking to fill up prisons or deport them and get paid. Like Bukele paid Trump or paid. I don't know if he even ever paid it or whatever, but there was some kind of a $6 billion deal to take people to El Salvador. So that's the most painful thing, is to take them to a country that they're not even from. So, but anyway, looking, they're constantly looking to just, then they don't even mind like battling it out, right? They're not to be trusted. They're going to just keep going after them as long as the day is, and they are the gigantic predators that are just in it for the money and the power. And also with the hand there, the handshake, the deal, the agreements is just to keep making money. It's all about, I mean, they have, well, if I look at it from another angle, of course, I didn't have the little tower card, but, facts are that with that big, beautiful, it wasn't beautiful, big, ugly bill, that I think ICE, border control, whatever, and ICE, they got like what? I don't know how many billions to do even more, right? Oh, goodness. Okay, so let me get back over here. Yeah, so anyway, I guess I should say protect anybody that could be, I mean, because the way that the ICE agents have been stopped has been by the community surrounding them and saying, go, get away. And, you can't put yourself in danger, but you can film. I mean, you can video while you're from your phone, right? You can do all kinds of things. But most of all, if I wasn't a citizen and I had a visa, I wouldn't be checking in. I would try to disappear. I would try to be invisible until this blows over. That's what I would do, which is a sad state of affairs if you need to feed your family. Okay, so sorry. Cinti Yoga Fortress is wondering, let's see, 30, I'm going to say 33. Okay, is little Rubes of the Marco. Is the dude wearing a wire? Is he wearing a wire? Is he the dude that will bring the tea? Okay. Is he the dude? Little Marco Rubio. These guys, they just have zero backbone. They've been torn upside and backwards by Trump verbally in the past. And then they stick by him, and then they work for him. It's like, I bet they have ED problems. Ted Cruz. Oh, maybe Tom Cruise. I don't know about that, but Ted Cruz for sure. Marco. Is he wearing a wire, or in any other way, is he the dude that will bring the tea? Marco Rubio, loyal or not? Nah, well, he's holding things close. If I don't know if that's a wire. That's not. Yeah. Well, let's see. Let me go ahead and do a Celtic cross real quick. Yeah, nah. Well, maybe at some point, but not yet. He's holding tight. He's enabling. He's enabling Trump, and he's in like the little kid that's totally in harmony with him, bringing him whatever he wants, and he doesn't even mind working for Russia. Just love me because my mom didn't, basically. And near future, he does have ED problems. He can't find it. And moving forward, when it comes to even ICE, he's just, he'll just go for it. He's impulsive, and he'll do what Trump tells him to do because he wants that attention. But in the end, the outcome at some point, now I don't know what it's going to take and how long, but at the end, he will betray him. And that'll be because probably his own ass is on the line. See, that's how it's going to go. None of these people they don't have immunity. Only Trump does. So when the bus starts rolling, I'll let you guys do the math. Okay, this one, let's see, 36. Here we go, 36, 35. So Debbie wants to know if they're planning on, this question, that's right. Are they I think I have to do it separately. Because there's several questions in here. Are they planning on, I'll stick with this deck. Are they planning on privatizing Social Security? I'll stick with that first. So I don't know what time frame to put on it. I'll just take it out to the midterm. So let's take it out to by the end, whatever they're planning. Let me see if. Oops. Oh, that was weird. Did you guys see it go black for a second? Am I still here? I think I'm here. I can tell my connection. Can you guys see me all right? It's okay. I'll just keep going. Oh, there. Now I think we're okay. That was super weird for a second. So, but you guys let me know if you're not seeing me. Okay. Are they planning? No, will they privatize Social Security by spring of 2027? Whether they're planning or not, will they? We want to know if they're successful or not. Okay, so new comments. You can see, okay, thank you. Great. Okay. Okay, good. Will they privatize Social Security by spring of 2027? So that would be well after the midterms. Okay. Nope. Okay, that's good to know. All right, now Medicare. Will they privatize Medicare? Now that's not Medicaid. All right, Medicaid's different. They're gonna try doing whatever. I mean, they already did screw things up in the Build Back. Not Build Back. What am I saying? The big fugly bill, right? But things don't kick in until, I think you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that nothing kicks in until after 2027. So that would give as long as we can at least get the House back. But if we could get the House and the Senate back, hi, Mary. What could happen is that the Democrats could just turn everything around. Yeah. Oh, Antoinette's daughter is saying Social Security as it currently exists cannot be privatized as it is a government run. Yeah, defined, not a private. Yeah, that's the way it is. And I don't know how they could change that really. But anyhow, let's look at Medicare. And they're talking about putting them into crypto accounts. I don't know. I just have to ask, will they? How about Medicare? Hi, LV Happies. Hi, Antoinette's granddaughter. Yeah, I'm sorry. You already were talking to me. It would require new legislation. Yeah, to change Social Security. Yeah, the gradual creep, right, Laura? That can be the trouble. Mrs. Doolittle. Lily, you're so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, all the kitties out there. Where's the here? Okay. Into crypto. Will they? Medicare. Will they get Medicare after after the midterms? Will any of that happen with Medicare? It's there. Well, I don't know. I mean, when it comes to Medicare, it looks like these are yes cards with Medicare. There's trouble. There could be trouble with Medicare. Dang, let's see what's at the bottom. Oh, yeah, now making trying to minimize things, trying to eat away, like lessen it, minimize it, making decisions to minimize something. Actually, they were in this order. Making decisions would be the theme, and then hiding, like obfuscating dark whatever plans to kind of steal. I think that they would try. Yeah, they definitely would try. Okay, what about, do you guys know about veterans' disability payments? Aren't those just as protected as Social Security? I'm going to tune into that and see. 401ks, those are, I think we would have control of whether you wanted anything to be crypto. Arsenal? Yes, they are. What? Are you talking to me? Oh, they are fun. Okay, gotcha. You guys are talking about kitties. All right. Okay, so veterans' disability payments. Let me just ask it from this. Yeah, that's right, Jan. They're denying coverage on stuff, even though it should be covered. Right. With everything. Medicare, yeah. Veterans, but veterans' disability payments, that's separate. I'm just going to ask, how safe are veterans' disability payments? I would think, right, Donna? I would think so too. Veterans' disability payments. Okay, right there. Oh, this is very strong and secure and safe there. Deeply grounded for a very, very long time. There's nothing more solid and heavy than the anchor. In the community, like our, there'd be so much interaction all over social media and people going nuts if they tried to make a change to a solid institution. So I don't think there's going to be that trouble. I mean, maybe with individuals, something like that. And then, yeah, Riva, after the midterms, I think that we're going to be able to turn things around. I sure hope so. Okay, let me get back over here. Durham. Okay, so blue state governors. Oops, got a timestamp here. 45. Okay, so blue states governors are now taking a cue from the red states and have joined together in daily meetings to resist the federal government. Okay, so how will this play out? How will this play out for the Dems? Let's do it that way. How will this play out for the Dems? I like how they're giving, man, they're giving so much trouble to, when these guys try to do the little town hall meetings. Oh, wait, somebody's yelling at me up here. Christi, what do you say? You heard a female in Missouri? What? I'm sorry. See, that's the trouble. When you guys give me something and it's just a little, I need all the information, right? I need all the information. I don't know what you're saying. Sorry. Okay. Let me focus in on here. Nora, I'm not taking any more questions. Sorry. That's you could, if you want, put it in for next week when I post further questions. I've already. It's going to be way over time. Okay. How will this go for the Dems? How will the Dems do with their resistance against the Trump administration? Right there. Well, there's going to be a lot of elderly people, and this is going to go, far and wide, and for a long time they'll go to the furthest. They'll go as far as they possibly can in the most peaceful way. They would be peaceful protests, but I think people are mad, and they're loyal. They're going to be loyal. So there's going to be more peaceful people that are loyal to coming in to and loyal to the elderly that are coming into the Democrats. And what they're going to do is eat away and minimize the scam and the fraud. So the way it's going to play out is there going to be a lot of elderly, loyal people who will join together and guide each other, help each other, and help the elderly to get out as well. And then, of course, it's going to expose this card can be a lot like the Seven of Swords in the tarot, where they just bring out more and more and more, and they keep finding things, but it's all about exposing the fraud and the scam and the theft, the abuse of the repetitive abuse of the government that has cut off so much support. So here's FEMA, right? Cut off the money flow, and then all these connections to overseas problems, right? The deep sucking. Think of like how a taproot. There's a taproot going to foreign countries, like Trump's stupid jet from the Qatari jet. So the way it's going to play out is people are going to get more and more pissed as time goes, and their money supply is cut off in the red states. They're going to go towards the blue. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Thank you, Durham. That's a great question. Okay. Pegasus in Idaho. Hello. Okay. 50. A number of Epstein. Oh, yeah, that's right. September 3rd. A number of Epstein victims are coming out to the press. I think they're going to show up in Washington, D.C. Yeah. So how's that going to go for TRUMPSTEIN? TRUMPSTEIN, not TRUMPSTEIN. TRUMPSTEIN. Epstein, TRUMPSTEIN, yeah. How is that going to go when the survivors come out? I don't know which ones it's good. I mean, there's Maria Farmer. I can't remember all their names. I can see a couple of their faces, but do you guys know their names? So you guys are just having your own little conversations there, aren't you? Oh, Raymond's posting some great quotes. Yeah, right on. Thank you. Hey, big stuff. So, okay. How's it going to go on September 3rd for TRUMPSTEIN with all those survivors coming through, those strong women that have just had it? Meanwhile, maybe more and more will come out too. Katie Fang, you guys, if you listen to Katie Fang on her YouTube channel, she's bringing, she's an attorney. She's bringing the goods about Epstein. The little bits that's coming out and what's missing and all of that. And then the other one that's following the money is my Senator Ron Wyden. So if you subscribe to their channels, you'll get updates there. Yeah. Yeah, right, Raymond? September 3rd, December. Yeah, I'm sorry. Washington, D.C. September 3rd, 10:30 Eastern Time. Thank you. 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time in Washington, D.C. Women will be there to tell their experiences. Yeah. Okay. How's it going to go? TRUMPSTEIN. Should be done shuffling anytime. Well, there's going to be lots of talk about who's got the power and who doesn't. The money, power, and protection that they have been joining together loyally with. Now, this could also be like a strong guide that's helping them, like maybe Gloria Allred or someone like that who's very helpful. And there's going to be a tremendous flow of new information that comes out. There's going to be some new stuff. And then this, to me, would be our Epstein files, documents, records, video, everything. Because this would be the examining all of the information. This would be facts and truth and knowledge that comes out, secrets that come out, and things that were hidden in the shadows. Yay. And it's going to be out there, excuse me, in a big way, really big way. It's going to go high. This would be, it could be our capital too. And here's this is more of the files, more details. And then the changes, maybe even the going back and forth, the information that comes through might be the going back and forth to Epstein Island, the travel. information about the plane, what is it, the Lolita Express, but it's going to be really, really important. And the way it's going to go for Trump, he will be, it'll complicate things. It'll make him, well, if I go backwards, hold on. I think it's going to expose him. I think it's going to expose some of that hidden information, because he's the one in the high tower, and legal. This is our legal card with the Lennies. So that's pretty good. So legally, so how it's going to go for him, it could legally bring some new what do you call that when you've got a new, I mean, indictment's a little too strong of a word, but I mean, because the records go back from when I was listening to Katie Fang this morning, she was talking about it. I think she said they go from 1999 to 2019. So that covers when Trump was president the first time. Of course, SCOTUS gave him immunity, so there's that. But yeah, it is going to bring in information about the plane. I think it's going to show he was on the plane. Like, that's going to be a key piece of information, and it is going to complicate things for him in the future, especially as how he can go back and forth all different ways and his choices, and this is going to bring him to a very complicated crossroad there, literally. Yeah. And there's some woman who's going to be connecting all the dots. And so maybe this is Gloria Allred, yeah, or somebody else that is kind of the star, but connecting all the dots and has great intentions to bring peace and shine a light through all that darkness. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to go good for him, because it's not going away. And it's, the more stress he has on him, there you are, right? Boy. Raymond's saying, fun fact is that he 45, so felon never lived more than 10 minutes away from Epstein for over a decade. Yeah, right? That makes sense. Whew. Okay. Thank you so much, Pegasus, for that question. Okay, so Mickey May again has a question at about 58. Let's say 10. Oops. All right. Will the military stand up to Agent Orange and not turn on us? Or will the military take over the government? And if so, for how long? So he can only do what he's doing in Washington because it's not its own state and it's federal, right? Because he only has federal jurisdiction, or Congress has to, he would have to say that he was protecting, he's protecting Chicago or something. Well, Governor Pritzker has already gave him the big, right? Basically said, bring it. And I don't think that's going to go well for him. But will the military turn on Trump? Let's just ask that. Will the military turn on Trump? Seems highly unlikely. And then there's that whole Posse Comitatus Act. So it's gonna depend on the governor standing up in each one of their own states. And I don't think it's going good, with him trying to mess with Gavin Newsom. Okay. Will the military stand up to Trump? Here's Trump. He's got the strength of all the different branches of government. When he tries to make a change, he's going to run into. He's trying to just have an opportunity, but he's trying to take advantage of an opportunity. But there's going to be. I'm thinking two states that are going to, just say, we'll take care of ourselves. Will the government stand up to him? None of these cards are standing up. No, they're gonna nurture whatever he. Yeah, no, it's like he's got the power. No, the military. I don't get that the military is going to turn on him. Okay. Will the military take over the government? So I have to, when you say the government, I have to narrow it down to Washington, D.C., because that's the only place where he doesn't have, you know what I mean? It's like the other states are states. They have their own autonomy and sovereignty. They get federal funding, they get federal support, but will the military take over Washington, D.C.? And if so, for how long? Well, I don't know. I mean, they're you know what they're doing now? So far, they're like cleaning up because they fired all the park people. There's only like 20. There were 200 workers to take care of the grounds, and now there's only 20. So he has those guys doing that work in full gear. Will they take over and try to protect Trump in Washington, D.C.? What are they going to do? Nope. That's not going to happen. There's that obstacle. There's going to be an obstacle to a conflict, maybe around a full moon, maybe around a new moon, because it's got the moon and the sun conjunct here. Maybe with somebody who's partying outside, they might get into some trouble, and then the military has to protect, because here's our protection, the doggy's protection, right? Some isolated incidents that come through suddenly, but then peace returns. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just don't feel it. Okay. Will Dan Bongino come forward and tell the truth about the EPS files? Let me use this other deck here. Dan Bongino. Bongino, Bingo, Boingo, whatever is. What a name, right? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, Dan. Oh, I need to get that. Oh, crap. Hold on. I flipped over some cards. There we go. Okay. I need to get the time in here. 104. Okay. Will Dan Bongino come forward and tell the truth? Because he knows a lot about the EPS files. Dan Bongino. He's kind of MIA, right, you guys? He's not even around there, is he? Did he quit? What happened with him? Okay. Woo, white flour. Who was the top Republican caught spiking a young girl's ice cream? Who was that? Dan Von Bimbo. Duro, that's awesome. Right on. Oh my goodness. Hi, Alice. Hi. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's been co-deputy, right? But didn't he leave? Thought he left, right? Oh, and maybe got his life threatened. Maybe. Okay, I've read on him before, and I just can't even remember what I got. Okay. Is he going to come forward and tell the truth about the Epps files? Yes or no? 10. This is too complicated for him. He's committed, and he's just going to hide. He's going to hide. Yeah, no, he feels like it would just bring in a whole new danger with the, yeah. Yeah, he's going to be sneaky. He's going to be quiet. I don't think so. Okay, let's go here. And Carol wants to know, let's see, I have to, I'm going to have to cut and paste this later. Carol's at 106. Okay, there we go. Is it true that the felon stole gold? I mean, I'm hearing in my head right away, no, from Fort Knox to decorate the Oval Office, but I'm going to ask. I'm going to let go of my head. Let go. God, doesn't he just have the worst taste in the world? And then he has the FIFA trophy that he stole, and he's saying that they sent it to him. You friggin' liar. God. Okay. Did he steal? Has he stolen any actual gold from Fort Knox? No. It's what. It's like, are you crazy? There's too much protection going on there. Let's see what's at the bottom. It's just like idle talk. I don't know how he could. There's too much, like, how he wouldn't have a way in, is what I'm getting here. Nah. I'm getting a no with that. Okay. So, and then Lizzie, Lizzie's question is 108:30. Okay, what's the current state of the marriage of? Oh, actually, let me use a different. Let me use this deck real quick. What is the current state of marriage for JD Vance Usha? JD Usha. Is the couch man sleeping on the couch? Come on, Raymond. I know you have some jokes. JD, it's Maybelline. Just dysfunctional. There you go, Raymond. Thank you. JD, just dysfunctional. Current state of the marriage of JD Vance and Usha. How are they getting along? Or is there a commitment? What's in there? Oh, right there. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm looking for her card and his card. We'll see what's in between. Here's his card. He's looking at the house and his power and all of that and his real estate and blah, blah, blah. He's looking to meet with her. Here are they meet. They have meetings. It's all about his work and rules, I suppose. Rules and regulations. It could also be it's official. Oh, do they have a daughter, you guys? Do they have a daughter? Well, but is it like a teenage daughter and above or not? And then they talk about trips. Oh, it could be that they talk about where things are headed in their life that could create more opportunity, more wealth. It's all about the money. Let's see. Over time, things are going to develop in a way where somebody's like, ruh-roh, this could be a subpoena. Remember, this guy doesn't have immunity for anything. And there's some lying, cheating, and stealing and deceit going on between the two of them. He has a strategy for change and getting out of his position into a higher position in the White House, but it's going to be met with, no, you don't get that job, not hiring, no, and no. And then maybe he's headed for a divorce with her because these two cards together it's a terrible ending and a loss. But what's backing her up is a whole bunch of money and the gift of something legal, a major complaint. So let's see what was behind him. What's sneaking up behind him? Yeah, it's not good. It's just basically evidence of his actually community, it could be evidence about I don't have total like trafficking or anything like that. I think it's just, you know what? Maybe it's not evidence. Maybe it's just because in this deck there's no like social media card, but this would be it because this would cover like all the communications. So I'm wondering if it's, a lot of AI stuff that goes out over social media, his karmic path. Oh, thank you, Foggy. You're so sweet. And so social media that's pumping out stuff that I think makes fun of him and because here's, this could be the other social media card here, right? Puts him in the light of being very immature and everybody just sees him as being immature and just stupid. Like he's got psychological problems, right? And then, just going for the money and his reputation is just about the money. Yeah. But as far as their relationship, he doesn't have much back in him, actually. He's got possible thievery, imprisonment, bad health. Yeah. Money from other countries. And, of course, it would be Peter Thiel and, all those super PACs they got going on. It's not good. Okay. Oh, yeah. Lizzie, thank you. Another super sticker there. Thank you. I so appreciate it. Okay, let me get back over here. Rishlene. Okay, Rishlene. Yeah. Rishlene Divine. Will the military go into Chicago? Okay. Yes or no with that? Will the military actually go into Chicago? I mean, Trump doesn't have jurisdiction there unless he tries to make it a problem. Ugh. Yeah, Governor Pritzker is really strong. Will the military go into Chicago? Yes or no? And I have to narrow it down to a certain time frame. I guess just soon. Will Trump be pushing the military into Chicago? Soon. Well, he's going to talk about it and try to, surprise, act like he's the one with the gift, bringing the gift to protect Chicago. But this is no. I'm getting a bigger picture of improvements, and I don't know who this woman would be because Governor Pritzker, of course, is a man, but there could be a woman that makes some changes. It could be a woman making changes that has lots of connections to network. And then there's some kind of recovery. You know what else it could be is this could be Christi Nome trying to make some kind of change. Let's see what's at the bottom. Yeah, no, I'm not. I've got a major obstacle that will just kind of end things. So if I were to have the military, I would have had the dog. Now it's more like I've got things just, going back and forth between like the different branches of government and trying to make decisions. And then there's there's too much. There are too many people that care in Chicago. I think this would be like, even the windy city and the different weather there. But there are too many people that care and don't like the darkness that Trump's bringing in. And then laws on the books, I think, would be the illuminating factor. But yeah, no, he would be I think somehow or another, his power to just make problems and make people, full of anxiety and all that will be cut. His power will be cut. So that's, yeah. Let me see what was around the doggy card. Yeah, him and the penny. I don't see it happening. If he tries it, I just don't see it being successful. He doesn't have any reason to. He's only doing these things because of revenge and to act like he has power, but he's the elevator doesn't go to the top. And then he's running out of energy all the time too, you guys. He's not well. My daily health readings on him are just terrible. You can't keep getting the same bad cards over and over and not be, oh, goodness. Oh, I have a new member here, Peaceful Warrior. Awesome. Oh, and thank you, Pi 1984, another super sticker. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay, Charles. Here we go. Will the orange feces? No, the orange faces. Will the orange faces enablers be held accountable for allowing him to do what he has done? Right, because they don't have immunity. Okay. Actually, let's use this deck. hold on. Let's use the visions of life. Let's see his enablers. What's coming into the future with his enablers? I have I have a list over here, but I haven't gotten through. I've only made it through 2 or 3. Pam Bondi is definitely in trouble. She may even wind up in prison or jail or something. She's going to at least be restricted. But let's see. The other enablers. Yeah. Talk about just installing the craziest, like, let's pull a Russian plant, and put her in charge of the national intelligence. Yeah, sure. Will they be held accountable? Oh, I need to get a timestamp in here. I'm just going to say 120. Somewhere in there. Okay. All right. So here's his partners who just took off and did whatever he said. And then when it comes time to balance out their past actions, they're going to be like, whoops. And I think the rocks are going to start falling towards especially the younger, so here we're talking Christi Nome. Pam Bondi's not that young. Who are the other women? This would be, doesn't have to be a woman, but the younger ones. Oh, maybe, nah. I was thinking what's her face? Caroline Levitt. I don't, she'll just go down as, the little lying, what, but those rocks are coming. And then they will get zero compassion, thoughts and prayers. You don't get anything. And then there's the betrayal of their itty bitty hearts. You just can't even find them. That's major betrayal. And then relationships are, where they had been joined at the hip, they're going in 2 different directions trying to get away from him. And when it happens, it's going to come down really fast on a bunch of them. And of course, it's the fact that they are, the devil's, on one level, it's like the devil will have his due, but on another level, it's like, you signed up for it. You're the one that took the job, right? So that won't go well. And then as time goes by, will they be held accountable? Well, let me go from a legal perspective, because it looks to me like it's going to have to do with something, how they took care of money issues and enthusiastically jumped into position just to get their paycheck. And I'm pretty sure that they're getting some kind of kickbacks. So what is going to actually legally, will there be any legal repercussions? I mean, can we have some Nuremberg trials again? Okay. And if they're really going to get in trouble, who will be the ones in the worst trouble? There. Yeah, see, so money. There's something to do with money. And their strategy, they're helping him, the strategy to help him and deceive the public. And yeah, rules and regulations. I don't know if Jack Smith would ever come back into the picture, but this would be that kind of a guy. There are rules and regulations, and the subpoenas will come, ruh-roh. It's going to develop over time, and this could even take it out. It could take 2 years from now, but we can expect people to flip when there are investigations and looking into it and complaints, and then they will be helpless. The enablers will be sitting there waiting helplessly, can't do a damn thing about it, and then ruh-roh, there's a painful loss there. They're really going to be destitute, probably can't get jobs after that. And it's going to be the youngest one. So I'm feeling like Christi Nome for her, the terrible things that she's doing with ICE. That's crazy. This gal's too old for Pam Bondi, but I already read on her, and I know she actually got the imprisonment card. I think this is Christi Nome. Who else who are the younger ones? Let me know, you guys. KKK Carolyn. Yeah, right. God. Yeah, it gives them a couple years to squirm. Yeah. You know who else it could be? Oh, so here we go. So this could be the stand-in card for all the women that are helping him that are under 50. And then because of conversations with Pam Bondi, because she's older. Here's Pam Bondi, right? Restricted or prison. With the FBI, I mean the DOJ, she's in charge of the entire DOJ. But here we go, his whole inner circle that decided to marry him so that he can grift, and we're talking money laundering here. We're talking crimes that go out connected to other countries. And then in this deck, this would be our deportation card. So definitely Christi Nome's in trouble. There will be trials. There will actually be trials. So, and the guys, the younger and the older men too, that are working for him. So there's little Marco Rubio, and yeah. And this would be all of his legal, professional, ambitious advisors. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Christi Nome is in big trouble. Yeah, who was the gal in his last? What was the name of the girl that was his last handler in her first term? The one that got kicked in the head? Stephen Colbert called her Laura Hucka Sanders. Is that the one, Laura? Is that what you're talking about? I wonder what she's doing now. Yeah, I wonder too. Hey, Gloria, how are you? Hey, thank you so much. Okay, so let's go to, Kellyanne Conway. Yeah, she's, I don't know what she's doing. Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, we got all the people. I just kept going through. It's going to be, I think it's pretty much going to be all of them. She's not too old, but she would be she's over 50. So she'd be in the elderly one. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do some cards for you guys, and then at, what is it, 1? Oh my goodness, it's late. I'm going to do some affirmation cards for you all. We've gotten through that new moon and set our intentions. Susan, thank you so much. Thank you guys. Okay, what do you guys need to know? At least get you through the weekend. Oh yeah, there was that Kaylee McEnany too. Oh my goodness. Where's Saturday Night Live? That's what we need, right? Oh, thanks, Cindy. The chopsticks, yeah, yay! I ordered a cat toy, so we'll. Oh, thank you, Tish. You're so sweet. Thank you for that. Cards for us all. So yeah, I'm going to make a special video for the kitties and the puppies and the doggies. But what would help you guys the most? Some affirmations for the next few days. Get us through the weekend at least. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you, Interplanet Janet. Yeah, McEnany. Yeah, Sarah Huckabee, she's still the governor of Arkansas. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, goodness. Right there. Oh, okay. Gratefully, I surrender my struggle. So this to me feels like we need patience. We're needing patience. Yeah. Yeah, and especially with that image on the back. Just knowing the universe has our back, right? Wasn't that Gabrielle Bernstein that said that? And the next one is, I will persist. My will is strong. So surrendering our will, yeah, that takes strength. It really does. And then the other one is, I know my shadow side, and I work willingly to transform aspects of it. I'm reading it backwards here. Yeah, we do have to know our shadow side. We got to make things conscious. Otherwise, they run our lives, right? I assess matters wisely, and no, I assess matters carefully and discern wisely. Very good. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's great. Okay, so to sum it up, it's about letting go of our struggle. Because, that's right, you guys. I mean, some things we really can control. We can, Christi, what's a handler? A handler is someone who is, well, have you ever watched The Americans? Go to Netflix and binge watch The Americans, and you'll understand what that's all about. But a handler is basically a person who works as the go-between between the person who's compromised. And so let's pretend, because I don't think that this is true, but let's pretend that, and I know this isn't true. She was as compromised as he was, but Trump has been the useful idiot that Putin was able to, bring in. And so they have to get Kompromat. There's a couple of books, I have them over here, but it's too far to reach. Craig Unger wrote House of Trump, House of Putin, and American Kompromat. So they basically get something to compromise the person who is in bed or doing something wrong. They're basically in bed with dark money groups, or they get caught in a hotel room and blah blah blah. You know how that goes. And then so they get the video, the photos, the whatever, and then they blackmail them and extort them. Basically, it's extortion. And then Melanie McCracken. There you go. That's a good point. Michael Cohen was Trump's handler and fixer. He's more as his fixer. A handler is more. He handled things for Trump, but a real handler is, thank you, Interplanet Janet. There, I'm glad you put that in the chat there. A real handler is somebody who helps the foreign party or the person that's extorting, helps them to compromise I think this is true. If it's wrong, you guys let me know. But at least from what I've gotten from it is, Jan, it's like a babysitter, but they don't know that they're being babysat. they don't, and there can even be a double agent, there's all of that. So when it comes to Trump, there would be somebody. So let's pretend it's Putin that got Kompromat, because he did. And then there's somebody on the other side, like it could have been Deripaska. It could have been those two guys that he brought into the White House, oh my goodness. Sergei Lavrov and Kislyak. Lavrov and Kislyak. Those two guys were friends, or very connected to Putin. And as soon as Trump gets in the White House, the first time, they go in and they take pictures of themselves with Trump. Trump didn't let in photographers from our press pool. Only the Russian photographers released that out into the mainstream, right? So, yeah. So there's, and there can be more than one handler is a thing. There can be a lot of people that assist the person who's doing the handling. So, but anyway, with the cards for all of us, yeah, I surrender my struggle. So there's so many things that we just don't have any control over. So let's just do really well to control our lives so that they can be as peaceful as possible. And let go of worrying about so much that right now we don't have any control over. That's the deal. And then know that with the I will persist, my will is strong. That's all about endurance and just put one foot in front of the other and keep going. And then the other part about the shadow side is be looking in to places where you don't believe in yourself, where you judge yourself harshly. Anytime we compare ourselves to anyone else, we're violating spiritual law, because we're all very, very unique. So we need to remember that we're not supposed to do things the way other people do, and we're not supposed to be like anyone else. You can have mentors, but when it comes down to it, it needs to be your own personal thing that you do, and you do it. No one else can do it like you, because there's only you. So that's one big part of the shadow side. And then I love this. I assess matters carefully and discern wisely, because that brings through that, that Virgo element that is part of the full moon lunar eclipse. It's the full moon's coming in at 15 degrees, but what's on the other side is the sun at 15 degrees of Virgo. And Virgo is about discerning. So you get the facts. Pisces helps you to open, but then you get the facts, with the Virgo energy. So yeah, okay. Here we are 2 hours later, probably. Thanks you guys so much for all your great questions. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you so much. Okay, bye. Take good care. Have a really good weekend.